We're back with more YouTubers' comments about Welsh News Network. Becca was the bookkeeper for WNN. Shuggy explained that the WNN panel thought they were covered, meaning beyond suspicion, because they deliberately stayed away from the money and let Dan handle all the money himself. To me, that only makes them all more suspect for never demanding answers about the money. It seems they all just accepted Dan's abuse, anger and elusiveness when it came to never answering a question behind the scenes, and yet remained completely 100% loyal to Dan. To be fair, I'm not sure the motivation for Shuggy, Hank or Phil was monetary at all. For them, the motivation was the extra attention and clout they got as panel members. I'd say the majority of the regular chatters at WNN were there for the community aspect and wanting to feel as though they were part of something. All of the panel members repeatedly turned a blind eye to the lies and the grifting, but their motivations were varied. Im-ho. Lastly, Dan is a con man, in that he knows how to manipulate people, control their sources of information, deflect, distract, and create perceived enemies as common cause to band together to protect their community, just like most cult leaders do. Absolutely, Dan is more than capable of blackmail, and that's why he traffics in Discord gossip and asks his supporters to send him copies of their IDs and other personal information. Second, Fraudit Wrangler's main grift was stolen valor, pretending to be a military expert to cozy up to Frauditor Troll and use FT's credibility to launch his own channel and gain a community of followers. For Dan, it was the wealth grift with a side of stolen valor. I believe Dan added stolen valor to connect himself to Schrodinger's cat because there was such a large community of big cat-related content creators and subscribers and fans for the grifting. Pretty sure Johnny O of The Plot Hole explained, and I witnessed for myself, that Dan used the promise of that wealth to lure creators in by promising to help pay for legal fees for Kate or invest in Johnny's movie production company that he was trying to procure funding for at the time. The stuff like the $10,000 charity fight that Dan promised to launch his channel just stopped being talked about until it was forgotten. But because Dan didn't actually have the funds he had promised to creators, he faked a heart attack. I believe Becca was the one who provided the money, so Becca may have been trying to get the money she's already sunk into Dan back for all I know. Or she really still believed all his lies after all this time, or she was in on it. But Becca and Dan constantly made it clear that Becca was the one tracking not only the monthly/weekly raffles contribution entries, but also the contributions and totals for various funds being raised for various grifts, like the Deny Jim Finch Ice Cream Fund, Homeless Fund, Dog Shelter Fund, Veen Cancer Help Yourself. I proudly and fearlessly say what I really think in public comments. I don't play the Discord games where I only say what I really think in private and then worry that someone will leak those Discord comments or try to blackmail me with them. Thanks for all your comments and taking the time to watch our videos. ZB Studio will never ask you for money or try to cash in on YouTube.